Hey everyone, it's late. I'm waiting for an installation of a new version of Unity, and it's taking forever. So here we go. This is going to be just a quick tutorial on layers, and as you can see, I have this like penguin hand, a penguin robotic hand. It doesn't got to be anything special. So, like, let's say like somewhere down the line that you like put in your joints here for your skeleton that's going to eventually be bound, and you're just like, ugh. Like, this is gonna take forever and a day to like individually like select these, and that's gonna be a big pain. Like, maybe I can do X-ray. Okay, well, that's kind of, okay. When you have a lot of these skeleton joints here, I mean a lot, like let's say this was like some kind of robot, and there's another arm here, and the whole entire skeleton and the head and all the other controls. This can get cumbersome, just having to go one, two, I mean, look at that already. This isn't bound, by the way, or yeah, I didn't use bind or anything. This is just kind of it's not a demonstration of rigging. This is a demonstration on the layers. So when it gets to this point, you can easily, go into your hierarchy, select everything, and then right click on layer after you've created it. So I'll just like get rid of this layer in general. I'll create a new one. I can like say I'll call it robot and like geo, just because, keep it short. Hit save, and then I make sure everything is selected either the hierarchy or the outliner. That hierarchy is something completely different. Select the geometry, right click, and add selected objects. And then what you do is you just simply test. The V is, basically view or visualize. You turn it off, disappears, great. And then if you have any like weird like issues going on, just make sure you got the right shading setting selected. So if you want to keep it visible, it's template, and I think reference. I like to have reference. Well, template. Yeah, I like template. So, like, let's say I needed to select the joints, and then like, let's say if like I was exporting this to Unity. So before anything though, organization. So let's just say I turn off the geometry and go, hey look, let's just make another layer for I'll just say robot hand. Let's say JNTS for joints. Okay. And then I can just click select, right click, add selected objects, test it out. Okay. So now we got some organization here. And you can do a couple things. You can go like right click, just select objects, and then turn it off, and then shift select. Oh, don't forget to turn off reference. Shift select, and then everything that you need is selected really easily. This can also be good for other things too. Like, let's say you had like this whole entire scene where, quite frankly, like there was a lot. Let's just say there was just a lot of just like clutter, and maybe you just needed to render one thing, or maybe this was slowing down your scene, or crashing, whatever, and I'll just literally put. You can name these whatever you want. Sorry, it's late. I'll just put clutter. Let's just say like I wanted to work on the hand, geometry instead, so I would turn off the skeleton joints, and then maybe I wanted to add these shapes into the clutter, but nothing else added to the clutter layer. So you turn everything else off, add those, and now test it out, and like you'll still have them selected because they are, but the cool part is if you don't want it in your scene, like let's say these were some kind of markers, locators in theory, almost like a control handle, like a visual control handle or something like that. that's great. But if it's not in your render, turn it off. You can just do that simply. There's a little bit more process with rendering in general if you don't want it to be there sometimes, or not. Depends what's going on in your scene. But everything else you can work on there. If you don't want, I would highly recommend, if you have this already rigged, that's a whole other tutorial later on, don't bind the skeleton to your geometry and then start tweaking your geometry. Just don't. It's way a bad idea. Okay. But, you know, if you need to get to things in, like, let's say if I needed to, like, add something else in here, like another joint or something, you can easily do that. And that's how we do layers. So, but yeah, everything's in there, and just remember template, this kind of makes it translucent. You can't, you know, select it, reference, still can't, it's more of a, like a shaded, and I'm sure there's other properties you can use. It's more shaded properties, but you can't select it. I'm clicking right now, so yeah, that's how we do it. Now you can like add colors, and sometimes that will like help with different, you know, project settings. I don't usually use those, especially if like you're just doing a simple scene. It's not something I do, you know. But there we go. I'll get into drawing overrides next, but this is just a quick, you know, under 10-minute tutorial. So thanks.